We are back live at your Bolo Punch Boxing Hour, brought to you by George Rogie Insurance, www.bolopunchboxinghour.com. Streaming to you live, as always, on Ustream.tv. Timmy, the producer, Patterson at the controls, trying to get a control of those controls. Emil Sotopovitsky Kekabine, and again, I'm your host, Chris Guzman. All right, let's go through the week in fights. Of course, we have plenty to talk about because we've got the first ever WBC Diamond Belt fight this weekend.
What is it? I don't even know what you're talking about.
That's Cotto.
Why do you have a diamond belt? Is this Ted
Anyway,
DiBiase's belt? Or?
So, Saturday night in Hartford, Connecticut, light heavyweight action. Chad Dawson wins a 12-round unanimous decision against Glenn Johnson. He wins a vacant interim belt. That's exactly what that means. That fight was boring as hell. It meant nothing.
The only thing that Dawson proved is he could beat.
He can step it up a touch when he needs to.
Yeah.
No. I meant what did Johnson prove? Johnson proved that he can. He fought a little better. That he could lose to Dawson again. He already lost to Dawson once. He didn't have to prove it.
Last time he fought Dawson, he looked a little better than this time. Chad Dawson looked a little bit better in the later rounds. I mean, last time he faded a little bit. That's all that Dawson proved in this one. When he talks about fighting Pascal, I think if he actually wants to generate a little bit towards his name, he needs to fight a lesser guy. And
get some awesome stuff. The problem is there aren't all that many guys at light heavy. Now, I spoke earlier today with a gentleman that's in the light heavyweight division by the name of BJ Flores, he's
cruiserweight, actually.
A cruiser, yeah. But, I mean, a fight can be made. A fight can be made right there. Okay, we're talking within 10 pounds. If you need names, all you need to go is 6 pounds north,
well,
and you've got
there's other guys. There's Tavoris Cloud, he's talking about Pascal maybe, but he wants to fight Hopkins. Pascal would be a better fight.
He's not gonna fight Bernard Hopkins. Chad Dawson would lose to Bernard Hopkins. I'm saying that right now. Because Bernard Hopkins will beat anyone that he fights. He
will not make him look good. I don't know if he'll beat anybody he fights.
Bernard hasn't been in a cool-looking fight since he knocked out Tito Trinidad.
There's nothing that Dawson...
He also knocked out Oscar. Gotta love him for that. But
is Dawson going to look good if he fights him?
No.
He might win. He's not going to look good.
I don't think he'll win. I don't even think he'll win.
He's definitely not going to look good.
No one's going to look good. No one's ever going to look good fighting Bernard Hopkins. Just ask Tito and ask Oscar. And ask Kelly Pavlik.
Jermaine Taylor.
We just keep
Jermaine
right
Taylor
on going.
Kind of made his career out of those 2 wins that he had.
And those were the junkiest fights.
He did not look good in them.
That was a passing of the torch. They were trying to be all subtle to Bernard, and he didn't take the. he didn't take it because then he went and beat the guy that knocked out Jermaine.
Yeah.
He can't beat Jermaine, but he can sure whoop on the guy that beat Jermaine. It's like, come on. This is a big round robin. Everyone taking money. I'll beat you, and then you beat him, and then he'll whip my ass, and no one will know what's going on. Junior middleweight action. Alfredo Angulo knockout in the 3rd round over Harry Joe Yorgi. He wins a vacant interim. I'm so tired of this vacant interim BS. Bottom line, Harry Joe Yorgi is a rather good junior middleweight. And
he scored a pretty big upset against Thomas Hurd's son.
Yeah, Ronald turns. Actually, when I said bottom line, Harry Joe Yorgi's a very good, that should be the second to bottom line. Bottom line, Alfredo Angulo is a badass.
And he was sick in his last fight against Kermit
Cintron. Yeah, Kermit Cintron won decisively. And if he
won it was a slim majority.
He won it. He won the fight.
He did win the fight, but it was
I think he deserved it.
Margin.
I think he deserved it by at least 2 rounds, which is slim. So you're right. But Harry Joe Yorgi, good guy, showed up undefeated. I think he only had 1 draw at the time. 22-0 with 1 draw, 10 knockouts coming in. Just a different class of fighter.
Oh my God, he got hammered. He got knocked out, and then
knocked out.
Before he even fell down, he got hit again. It's like, ooh, that hurt.
What you want to do is train yourself so that when you get hit with the knockout punch, that you go down immediately so that you don't get hit with more shots on the way down, because the ref's not going to stop it. If you go down slow, you can get hit another 2, 4, 12 times. Okay, get your ass down, and then there won't be a problem.
He got hit hard with that second punch, and nearly got hammered again with the third punch. He just barely. If he would have got hit with that one, it would have been even worse.
He'd be in Joey Gamache land right now, wondering. He might not know that God he's even dead. He might. He is still. He's still sort of a mess. Look at this boy. Look at this boy walking in with a giant backyard-sized platter of something.
Boy's got to eat, man.
Yeah.
My White Castle.
Yeah, you look like you're starving over there. Alfredo Angulo, who knows what he's going to turn this into? Sergey Zernik, possibly. It could
Maybe a rematch with Cintron.
Yeah, let's get that out of the way first.
That's what I would be looking forward to if I was him. Proving that I was sick that night, and that's the reason I lost.
Well, what I've been reading on the net, and not just from Dan Raphael, who I have on my screen, is what a horrible job the referee did in that fight. Yorgi got knocked down, but then they didn't call it a knockdown, and then he got hit 2-3 times while he was down. Angulo hit him a couple times while he was already on one knee. Pretty much picked him up so he could hit him some more times. It was getting pretty sickening by the end there, but it's, I don't know, really bad job on the referee's part right there. But more importantly, we only have 3 minutes, you said? David Haye wins a 12-round majority decision over Nikolai Valuev.
Now, I wasn't keeping track of the rounds either way, but I only had David Haye winning 2, maybe 3 rounds in this fight.
Total. Not winning by, winning.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, he had 3 rounds in his bank, and Valuev had the rest of them.
Which would be more, because this was not
9 rounds.
This was not a 3-round fight. I'm kind of with you there. I think I possibly, if I was feeling generous, could have given David Haye 4 rounds.
It worked out.
But come on.
You gotta give the close round. If you could say an even round, you give that round to the champ.
The champion needs the belt to be taken from him, and David Haye simply did not do enough.
And not
to
only
take
that, Valuev was moving forward, and Haye was backing up the whole fight. So
if you have a guy that big that's chasing you down, you need to change tactics. Now Haye says, I did that against the Giant. No one could do what I did against the Giant. Well, yeah, Holyfield did it. Holyfield did a better job actually than you did, David. And you're young. And
he did catch him with a couple bigger shots than what Vander Holyfield did.
Holyfield landed harder shots. Holyfield landed more shots.
I don't know. Haye hit him pretty hard though.
What Holyfield didn't do is he didn't stagger the Giant the way David Haye did. Haye did something no one has done. He actually hurt the Giant.
I don't know how.
And that was the 12th round. It was like the last thing you remember of the fight.
Has to be at least an inch thick.
He landed a serious haymaker, pardon the pun. I'll give him that. Even call it a 10-8 round. You'd have to call the last round a 10-8 round. I can't give him more than 4. If I'm feeling really generous, 5. But there's no way in hell
he's winning the fight.
On my scorecard he won the fight. It's just not going to happen, no matter how you slice it up. You have to take the belt away from the champion, and David Haye ran. And he swears he hurt his hand. By the way, anytime you hear a fighter say, I hurt my hand in the fight, they never say they hurt it in the last round. They heard it in the second round. They heard it in the first round. They heard it during the Pledge of Allegiance. I don't know. They heard it a month prior. Okay, never at the end of the fight when you're hitting someone as well. Then your hand's tired. No, it's when your hand's fresh. That's when your hand's shattered.
You think
and then you're a warrior.
Get another shot from anybody?
Valuev will never own a championship belt for the rest of his life.
Nobody's gonna fight him.
No one will give him a title shot because they know that the 114-114 dreaded scorecard always shows up. It will always be there because he always fights just as well as the guy he's fighting. Except for this case.
If he's fighting for a title, though...
We got to go. We'll be right back. This is your Bolo Punch.
If he is fighting for a title, he'll have less...
Insurance Family, serving Indiana families for over